Morning from Portknockie. It's very cold. Up early to do a time lapse of the sun rising over Bow Fiddle. I'm a bit sleepy. Woke up at 5. I woke up at 5 because I was thinking about getting up at 6 and doing this time lapse. Yeah, there's a bit of cloud on the eastern horizon. Hopefully not going to entirely block the sunrise, but God, I think it might. It does appear to be moving further north though, so hopefully by the time the sun wants to break the horizon, it'll be mostly away. Although there's not much wind around, just a breeze, so they're not moving particularly quickly. So I'm going to get the camera set up whilst the GoPro takes this time lapse, and try and get a couple of shots as well. So we're starting to get a bit more colour in the sky. GoPro's ticking away. I think it's time lapse. Still not an awful lot of colour, but I think the clouds on the horizon actually moving across will be quite nice. Low tide. Very low tide. That's Shiffin Crag. I'll let you figure out why. So, got the camera perched precariously, as usual, on the top of the cliffs. Be careful, watch my step. It's quite a long drop. I've got a little composition picked out, a portrait, and just following the cliff edge up to Bow Fiddle. So I think the best way to take this image is going to be an exposure blend. It's just a little bit too much contrast in the light at the moment, so I'm going to do one exposure for the foreground, the rocks and the landscape, and then I'll do another one for the sky, so you can get a bit of detail and everything. So I'm going to go down to do the sky first. I'm going to do a 6 second exposure. Let's just press the button. And then I'll bring it up a bit, 13 seconds for mid-tones, sorry, the mid-ground, mid-tones maybe as well. And then lastly I'll probably do a 20 or 30 second exposure to get a bit more detail on the foreground here, and then blend them all in together later on. I think we're going to go for 25 seconds for this exposure. Let's go. Be very gentle with the shutter button, because my shutter release remote is in my pocket and I'm holding my camera. I can't do everything at once. It's a beautiful morning. So let's have a look. So that one will be overexposed in the sky, as you can see, but the foreground nice and detailed. Oops, wrong one. And then if I bring it back down, you can see the sky gradually get more detail. You can't really see that on the screen, but you will do later on. So, Tara always managing to perch herself precariously on the edge of the cliff. She likes looking back across. Right. So, I think these ships off here are something to do with the new offshore wind farm and the cable that's coming ashore over at Sand End. Not happy about that. It's going to ruin the beach. Plenty of other spots. Anyway, that's business. Okay, so I've decided to attempt a panorama. I think this should be fine. I am going to use a polarizer, which, contrary to popular belief, can be used when you are doing a panorama. You just have to adjust it as you turn the tripod. I also find that any sort of very strange effects in the sky created by it can also be removed later on in Photoshop. So we're at about 20mm, no wider, otherwise it's going to be hard to stitch. And I'm taking an 8-second exposure at f11. So I've got the tripod as level as I can possibly get it, I think. I'm just going to turn it through. So I'm in portrait orientation for the most detail, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So here's the first shot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn just the bottom part of the tripod, overlap a bit, and then I'm adjusting the polarizer as well as I go to keep it as balanced. So here's the second exposure. And repeat. And again, don't forget to adjust the polarizer. And wait, you can just use your eyes as a guide. And probably a couple more for maximum detail. Yeah. And one more shot. Check the overlap again. Be fine. Just stand up and get a better look at the screen. I'm going to bring the exposure down slightly in this one as well. Oh yeah. Can always adjust it later on in Photoshop and now it really to balance. So that should work quite well, I hope. That's the sun up finally from behind those clouds. It sure did get in the way this morning. Never mind. It'll be another morning. I think I've got a good time lapse down there. And we got a couple of good shots, so all good in the end, I guess. It'll be a nice day though. I don't think it's going to be warm. Alright, time for some breakfast.